few of you that left here. So I know it's late, but thank you for staying. So my name is Vedran. I'm a user interface designer at 5 Minutes, company from Zagreb. Uh, I work with Martina, who is a journalist, Elvis, who is a developer and user interface designer, and Tomislav, who is a developer. Our project is called Flaster, which is in English, patch. So a month ago, we won the first prize at Dande, which is an international design conference or festival. This was great, not just because we won, because this is, I think, maybe first time that an interactive design project won first prize there, and I think that in Croatia we are neglecting that part of design, so that's also great. So, so what is Flaster? Flaster is well, the big idea behind Flaster is that it becomes an alternative city database. It doesn't just have to be city database. It can go further than that, but most of the things happen in cities, so we are starting there. It should be open to everyone. The code should be open sourced. And what we eventually want is to create a database and the open API, and then other people can make their services on top of that, using that data. Why we did that? Well, 2 years ago, I worked on a small project that used the so-called NYC Open Data Initiative, which is New York's database of all things happening in New York, and it's I think that organizations, city, and also people living there all can participate and create a data set of some useful information on that platform. And then we used, for example, a database that had data about volunteering, about where can you volunteer, and stuff like that. So we build our service on top of that information, and that's an important thing. You have information that's available to you to use it. Maybe half a year or a year ago, I went to Zagreb Tech Meetup and met a guy who is maybe 21, and he did a project that tracked trams in Zagreb and displayed where they are at any moment, and also their when they arrive, and what he couldn't do is get data from Z, which is our public transport company. They're just keeping all of that data. They have it, but they keep it locked. So we did this project maybe 3 weeks before we started working on it. 3 weeks before Dande, so we had to act small. So what we have at this time is some kind of an open platform for hyperlocal reporting. So that's a usual thing abroad, and I think that in Croatia there are some projects that are starting to offer you a way to people to participate in the life of a city, but it's still something that's very young. And so at this moment, Flaster has an iPhone app and the web page. We did an iPhone app because I mean, this is a device that is something that you have all the time with you, and you can immediately make you can take a picture or write something, and you can contribute from wherever you are. So we have an iPhone app, and we have a website that only at this point only shows the feed with all the flasters that were you know, that were entered through the app. So this is a 50% of the project. This is how it works. So you have immediately when you open an app, you have a map of your current location. So it's what's important is this hyperlocal context. So it's area where you live or area where you go to work, and you can see different entries in that location. You have a button with which you can create a new entry. So when you do that, you can write textual. You can write text, and it's restricted to 400 characters. You can add a photo, and it's automatically geotagged. You can access the list of current flasters on an app, and you can see that you can vote to make some of them less or more important. Also, when you look at Flaster, you can see the votes, you can see its location, you can tap the screen and see a photo. And there are two ways to vote, one inside an entry, inside the Flaster, and one on the feed. Website, as I said, only has feed for now, but it will have voting, filtering, searching, and so on. So as I said, this is just half of what we want to achieve, and I will give you just a taste of what we are working on. So we are working on another version of a website, which will have a map as an iPhone app. It will also have a map, you know, as the most important thing, and it's also hyperlocally. It's also a hyperlocal context. So you can see here, for example, Rijeka and Flaster that were entered in that area. And then the more important thing is you have categories. When you slide down, you have actually different data sets that, you know, people entered, or I don't know, anyone who wants can enter some kind of data. So you can see here that we have different kinds of data, and you can imagine that you know, anyone can access some of those data sets and make some kind of service. Is it a mobile app? Is it a web app? On top of that, you can sort things. You can change location. So Flaster is still not ready to use 100%, but you can download an app and you know, have a taste of what it does at this point. Also, you can check flaster.hr, Flaster.hr. And that's it. I hope that it will. I hope that people will use it once it's ready to be used, because I think that we can make, you know, cities more open, and we can make life in the cities easier by doing that. So that's it. Thank you.